Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a little bit of color theory and making our own custom foundation. So I saw this trend going around on TikTok and I wanted to try it out because I thought it'd be fun and to go more in depth on why it works and how it works. So I used the LA Girl foundation mixing pigments. So these are specifically made for foundation. Mix them in with your foundations to make your perfect shade. If your foundation just ends up being too pink or too cool tone, like you can fix that with these. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of good for makeup artists as well. You can add this to your kits in case your foundations don't happen to match your client. You can just use these and you'll be good to go. So you're also going to need a white or a black color to mix it in depending what your skin tone is to make it lighter or darker. Yeah, but don't forget to subscribe and like this video and comment down below if you're gonna try this out and if it worked for you, and let's just get started. So getting started, you're gonna first need a mixing palette, so a metal one like this one by Morphe or any other brand. Or if you don't have something like that, you could just use a dish. And then you're going to need the pigments that you're going to be using, the primary colors. I'm using these by LA Girl. These are 1 fluid ounce for $8 to $8.99, I'm pretty sure. And then I'm using this Morphe white concealer, very affordable as well. The LA Girl did have a white one. I just didn't purchase it because I already had the white concealer. And I'm basically going to be applying these on the palette, and on one side of my face I'm going to be dotting it all over the way I saw it on TikTok, testing it that way. And then I'm going to do the other side a different way. So the reason I'm using orange instead of the red primary color is because red is a little too harsh on the face, and I think that's why LA Girl didn't even sell the red. They just sell the orange because it's still going to give you that warmth that you need without being so harsh. So yeah, I'm just going to be dotting that all over my face, and for the brush I'll be using like a concealer brush, but you can use any brush that you want to. So the reason that we're using white with the primary colors is because that's what's gonna lighten up the color to make your custom shade. So you can decide like how much white to put depending on your skin tone. I feel like I'm a light medium right now. And if you have a darker skin tone, I would say also getting a black color as well because that'll help darken things up. Now, the reason I'm putting a lot of yellow dots is because I'm very yellow undertone, so I want to make sure that I bring out that olivey tone in the pigments. And then I'm putting only a few of the red because I do want some warmth, but I don't want too much because I don't have any pink undertones. And then I'm putting probably the same amount of blue as I did yellow because I am cool toned, so I need to make sure that comes out pretty good in my foundation. And then I'm just using a stippling brush. This one is by MAC, and this is going to mix everything together. Yeah, so just keep in mind that the red/orange gives pink undertones. That's very warm. The yellow gives warm undertones but is more yellow. And the blue is cool tone. Everyone needs those 3 primary colors in their foundation, but it just depends on your formula, how much you put of each, and that gives you your perfect color. You're always going to need white or black in there as well to lighten or darken the shades. And this is what it looks like on one side. This is the side that doesn't have it. This is the side that does. I noticed that it was a perfect match off the bat, so I would say that it worked. So now I'm mixing what was left on the palette, and now we're going to be doing the other side. I'm going to be adding more of that white to lighten it up because when we were mixing all the colors, we did it directly on the face and not on the palette. So by mixing everything on the palette now, I want to get that perfect shade first before we put it on the other side. So then we just have it ready to go rather than trying to come up with the perfect mix. I wanted to test these two methods just to see which one was easier, because I just felt like, I don't know, like to guess every time what your like foundation is by just like the dots felt like it was a little bit difficult, like for every day, or like, I don't know, whenever you needed to do this for clients, whatever, if you're a makeup artist. So that's why I wanted to try mixing everything on the palette first on this side, and I did feel that I got more coverage doing it this way rather than the dots. So I honestly did prefer this method a lot more, so that's why I'm just gonna continue putting it on this side, but also I'm gonna put it on the other side as well to just balance the coverage, because it was a very light coverage on the right side. When I was buying these pigments from LA Girl, they did claim to be matte, and I would agree with that. They're a natural matte, not too matte, and they're like a medium to full coverage. You can build it up. So right now what I'm doing is I'm grabbing that white with the leftover foundation that I have on the palette, and I'm mixing it in because I want to try concealer. They didn't do this in the TikToks, but I wanted to try and see, like, since these pigments did have a good amount of coverage in them, if I could make concealer. So I wanted it lighter, obviously, so that's why I added the white. I wanted to highlight the high points of my face, and we'll just see how that turns out. I'm gonna blend it out with a beauty blender. It's by Real Techniques. I did notice it was kind of a little too light, so I did add some of the foundation that I did not add white to, and just blended that out. I honestly really like these pigments. I like that they're liquid because I do like liquid foundation. There was a lot of cream ones on the market, like the Makeup Forever Flash palette. That one was cream, but that one was also $100, so it was very pricey. And I also saw one by MAC that some people used, but that one was like $70 and cream as well. So I thought this was nice because it's affordable, something you can try, and something that's really nice to have in a makeup artist kit if you are one. So then if you need a custom shade for your clients, this will be nice, you know? So right here, I was liking how the concealer was looking. It looked really nice and like airbrushed kind of looking. So it was the perfect shade. As you can see, I really liked it, and I'm just going to blend the rest out. Even though these are good for makeup artists, for their kits, I would say it's good for the everyday consumer. If you just notice you can't find your perfect shade in foundations, and you always find yourself needing more cool tones and more warmth, then these are good for the everyday consumer. I do not think that you need to be a makeup artist in order to have it. So right here, I'm just adding a little bit more white because I did feel like it was a little too tan. So I'm hoping this will help. It is better though to do it like earlier, just because it does kind of dry down a little bit once it's on your face. But I still try to lighten it up this way. But yeah, that's how the foundation and concealer look. I'm very happy with the way it came out and the coverage that it has. I definitely want to try this out on my clients that I have, but also I want to keep these when I have a foundation that's too dark or too light, depending. I really like it. So now I'm just going to be finishing up my makeup. I'm going to be fast forwarding, but yeah, that was basically it as far as color theory and using that to create the foundation and concealer. Like I said, I really like it, and I definitely recommend it if you have a problem finding your perfect shade and you just want to add it to your original foundations that you have. You don't even have to use it on its own. You could just use it as like an addition to your foundations if it's too light, too dark, or too yellow, too warm, or too cool. But yeah, I'll let you guys watch the rest of this. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video and turn your bell notifications on. I'm back with new videos every week.